I'm a clinical therapist and I work exclusively with Black clientele or those who are adjacent to the African American community. My research and experience is within this cohort of people. The following advice is from a clinical opinion and perspective, and I hope it helps you. Research and science suggests that the Black population growth is not only stagnant, but may be on a decline in certain parts of the country. Black folks die younger, have the highest infertility rates, still have some of the least amount of resources, and are more likely to have sons who find themselves at a crossroads sooner than any other race of children, facing incarceration, legal issues, dropouts from school, or other negative outcomes. Here's some suggestions on how you can help your son start on the right track. Single parents, if your son is without a father figure, it's important that you offer alternative, positive, and consistent male role models from within your family that are blood related. If dad isn't available, ask his uncle, his cousin, or grandfather, or some other positive male in the family to step up. These should be blood related because as your son gets older, this blood tie will help keep him in check and remove your son from rejecting this person as not family in the future. That's why your boyfriend, girlfriend, or another mate may not be as effective as your son gets older, because when a boy hits puberty, his genetics will kick in and he will identify and attach better to people from within his blood tribe. So it's important. And please, for the sake of yourself, try not to rotate people in his life, because that's just going to add abandonment and neglect issues, which I've talked about in a previous video. Black parents, it's important that at the age of 12 years old, you immediately put your son through Life University. What is Life University? Life University is a curriculum-based parenting approach that becomes essential to shaping your son into the best version of himself as he enters adulthood. This process takes 6 to 8 years, and it optimizes your son's independence and readiness to start his life on time at 18 to 20 years old. Unfortunately, I see a lot of parents count on the school system to teach kids most, if not all, the things that they need to be in their life. I promise you, no public school in the US is teaching your son how to be a man, how to pay his bills, how to survive, or even how to take care of a family. This is solely on the responsibility of you as the parent or parents. Please don't make the mistake of letting your son be shaped after the age of 12 years old by Call of Duty, YouTube, TikTok. Don't let this boy go into his room with Wi-Fi, phones, and be left to his own devices. That time will be ill-fitted and not used appropriately. This will lead to some really bad outcomes later, and you will regret this. Too often do I get parents calling me to help their kids come out of their rooms and regulate their behaviors. And I have to say to them, sometimes they're so used to that comfort of being able to detach and isolate that, YouTube and Call of Duty has kind of shaped his ideas. So it becomes harder to reprogram his brain later from this type of shaping. I do understand that as parents, we need the space to go parent and provide and offer the comforts to our child during this time period. But unfortunately, as they get older, they actually need you more around than less around. So don't confuse their age for independence. It's actually more true that as they get older, they need more resource from you. Life University is a parent approach that requires that your son get 50 hours a month of focused training and education from you. Your son should be working on at least 3 tasks a month to help shape his ability to take care of himself in the future. For you parents who choose to want their kid to be a kid as long as possible, and you don't want to put anything more on your kid at this time when they're growing up, that's fine. This message is not for you. This message is not for everybody. Only thing I would say clinically is I will say that you need to be careful, because the more comfort you put around your kid, and the higher chances that he may rely on this comfort even when he becomes an adult. Please don't expect your kid to just turn 18 and suddenly want to go out and do life on his own. It is okay to require more of him as he gets older. It's better that he does this in a simulated system with you. Understand that life gets harder than waiting till he gets old, and then it's going to be harder for you to push him outside your house. But that's just advice from a clinical therapist. These Gen Z kids are staying home longer and expecting you to take care of them a lot longer. As a matter of fact, they're staying home 2 to 5 years longer than kids 30 or 40 years ago. Your son spends about 900 to 1,200 hours a year in academic education. Your son needs 500 hours a year of Life University training, which equates to about 3,000 hours of total life training, which comprises of over 220 unique tasks that he would complete from the ages of 12 to 18 that will help him learn how to be a man. For instance, your son should get about 600 hours of Man 101 courses to design that are designed to help shape him into a man. He should also receive about 200 hours of financial management training before the age of 18. He should get 200 hours of tribal intelligence classes designed for him to navigate how to build family and understand who he is as a man. If you don't know what this curriculum is and you need help or support on building a parenting system after the kid hits puberty, please check out my website. I do have supplies, I do have worksheets, and I do have a schematic of how you should incorporate this parenting right at the age of 12 years old. This is free, and I give this to anybody because I want you to have this access because we need this within our community. I help parents come up with a plan and a curriculum that they should follow to build Life University at home. Whether you're single or not, remember your son needs these skills from you. Don't expect he will just get it by himself. Many of us unfortunately had to find out about how to manage finances, how to start relationships, and how to navigate life without help. And many of us are still making mistakes well into adulthood because these things were not taught to us. If we care about our sons, let's make sure we set them up for success the way that we didn't get it.